right, you guys, welcome back. Hey, how you doing? Okay, how's the audio today? Everything good? This sounds a little weird to me. Let me see if I can. I want to change the EQ. Do I? A little bright. All right. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Let me back that off. Okay. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. Check. Cash. That's an old sound checking joke. Let's say hello to everyone. All right. Bill's here nice and early. Yes, today's theme is like a bossa. I actually got that from AI as a suggestion for. Is that cheating? I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun. I said to ChatGPT, give me suggestions for song titles. I said song titles for using the word boss, but like bossa nova or something. And it said like a bossa, so I went with that. Mick's here. Hello. We are doing good. And Roseanne is here. Lacey, Urban Dervish. Neil, welcome. And Richard, hey, how are you doing, my friend? Ultra Drums is here. Welcome. I'm not sure is this your first time here? And we're, glad to have you here. Santa's here. And am I missing anyone so far? Daisy, did I say Daisy? All right. I think I've got everybody. All right. Well, it's good to see everyone. Yeah, so I decided, let me tell you what's been happening. So these things, you guys, these are the Boobam-like thing. Let me move this name for a second. Let me see if I can do that. Ooh, I can. These are the Boobam things from Joy Tubes, and I've been meaning to use these more. In fact, I promised Rick, the creator of these, that I would make some videos for like classroom videos, like things kids can play, and or songs that kids would be playing. And so this is one arrangement that I came up with, and I thought I'd challenge myself and just do it live. But I obviously I wasn't playing the melody on the Boobams. I might play those on Joya Tubes, which are related. But I feel like these do pretty well with the bass. Pretty well. And is it Maranga? How do you say that? Moranog? Moranog? That is not easy for me to say. Thank you, Ultra Drums. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I broke these out. These are the so they're called, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I did a video on Boobams, actual Boobams, which are like they're like drums. Well, they're like tube drums, or slapophone, but instead of open on the top, they have a solid top. Now, normally Boobams would have a drum head, which was tunable, actual little. I think they were 4-inch little drum heads. These use, which I think is obvious, a plastic cap, but they are tuned. And fortunately, for some of us, they have names, they use the Chroma Note system, which was, I got to give a shout out to Craig Ramsell from the guy who invented boom whacker percussion tubes, because he started using this system, codified it, the rainbow spectrum for the scale, for the diatonic scale, actually in chromatic scale too. But we've been using this, Maro, okay. It's a Brazilian name. Awesome. Well, you tuned in the right time. Doing a little bossa nova today. And incidentally, now some of you may not know Milton Nascimento, but he has an arrangement of this song that I like to do, Peixinhos do Mar. And in that, if you look that up and you YouTube it, Google it, and look it up, Peixinhos do Mar, Milton Nascimento, he has a live version where there's a guy playing an instrument that is very similar to this. and he's playing all the chords, and it's really cool. He's playing like the chord progression. It's a great recording, really nice. And he sings a song, of course. But the chords he's playing on this sort of similar instrument. So that's a nice tie-in today. But anyway, I was using these. Today I used them for a bass instrument. Right? Which I think they work okay, you know? So I think they work all right for that. That's what's going on there. And what else do I have? We'll just talk real quick about the instruments. I found this really sweet little tiny kashishi today. I was actually looking for a triangle because I wanted to have it. I don't know why I couldn't find a triangle today to do the Bossa Nova, but I really wanted to find one. I don't know where my triangles are right now. Maybe they're in the Bermuda Triangle, or they ran away with the. But this little kashishi is it's got a little can. Can you see that? It's got a little can, like it's metal on the top, and apparently, at one point it was $4. That's what that says. But I've had this a long time, and it's kind of nice. A little kashishi. So that's that I broke out for the Bossa Nova, and then this little shaker. This is one of the shaka shakers by Shaker Man, Kerry Green, and he makes these shaka shakers. You guys, if you want to support a small business owner and craftsperson, get some shaka shakers. SHAKKA. They're really good. I like them a lot. This is it's obviously like a baby, but that's really nice. And then, like, this is also one of his. All the shakers that look like this that I have are his, and they're PVC with buckshot or BBs inside, and he makes all kinds of different mixtures. But this one, let me switch mics. That's a medium size, and then the little one. So you can, it makes a difference. I know you would think maybe the shaker doesn't make that much difference, but it does. So today we had a cajon, we had the tamborim, which I haven't really played much. I don't know if I've ever played the tamborim, but I have a few, and they've been sitting around collecting dust. So I thought I'd get this one out today. Now, this style, I just played with my fingers, just very gently. So we had this little percussion background for our groove, right? And then we added cajon, just the bass, Isn't that nice? Kind of nice. That's it. All right. All right. So what do you guys think? Any favorite instruments so far? And then I have bongos here. I've got a conga. But that's it. A lot of music for, not that many instruments. Oh, and then ukulele, of course. If you'd like the chord progression that I was using, I threw in a couple different chords. I mean, this is just my harmonization, which is a little more than just plain. For the song, yeah, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or the alphabet song. Same song. But yeah, Twinkle Twinkle is what I was thinking of. And I played that on the Native American style flute, and this is one of my favorite flutes. It's a Brent Haynes Wood Sounds flute. Brent Haynes is the owner of Wood Sounds. This is an A minor flute playing in C major, and that's what you heard. So, yeah. All right. So what's happening? Let me check. Oh, nice. You guys are talking Pandero lessons. Yeah, awesome. Roseanne and I have the same Pandero. And I couldn't find mine today. I wanted to get my Pandero out and my Raphael Pandero, and I could not find it. That's another thing I can't. The reason I can't find this stuff is because I just organized some rooms in my house, and you know how that goes. So, you know, you clean up and you organize, and then you can't find anything. You know, you're seeing it. Like I was seeing the Pandero. I was like, oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. And then I organized, and now I was looking all over for it, and I couldn't find it. So we'll try to do that next time. But yeah, for sure, the Pandero would have been nice for Bossa Nova, but it's okay. Bossa Nova is vibe, and you don't need to play any specific instruments, but it would have been nice to have the triangle and the Pandero. Those would have been more of my go-to instruments. All right, anything? Yeah, and like Roseanne said, keep track of these instruments because we can use them later for the Give Me 5 thing. And so Daisy was asking, so this is tamborim. And tamborim, usually these are going to be used with the bateria, the samba, batucada, bateria. For samba, like a lot, they'll have a whole section of people just beating the crap out of these things, playing amazing rhythms. Very, very fun. If you guys look up samba school, you know, look up. There's a lot of great videos now of people playing all sorts of instruments. The shukayu, the tamborim. Not so much panderos in the samba, in the baterias, but maybe some. But the rhythm instruments like surdo, repenique, caixa, tamborim, agogo, you know, all those you can find videos of people like rehearsing, and it's amazing. I love it. Really cool. All right, are we all caught up? Daisy said you have one at school. I thought it was a broken drum. Are you talking about the tamborim? All right, and good. You guys are having some conversations on there. I'm not gonna. Oh yeah. Work with Dudu Tucci. So I met Dudu Tucci. He's in Germany now, right? I think he's in. I think he's still living in. Is it Munich or? I'm not sure. Anyway, or Berlin. Yeah, amazing player. I have an interview with him, and he did a few little lessons on World Drum Club. I think they're on our Patreon side under a masterclass with Dudu Tucci doing Pandero. So yeah, great player. So many great players, and I know I need to get more of them back in doing masterclasses for us on the Patreon side. It's been on my mind, and I just need to get with it and get some and ask people to do some masterclasses for us. But yeah, you can look up search for him on World Drum Club because yeah, like Roseanne just typed. I think there's at least one of his or two that are on the YouTube channel for free. But as you guys know, and as I try to remind you guys, I do appreciate the support of people like Richard, like Roseanne, like some of you that are patrons and chipping in every month. So we support the channel and support all this and the lessons and different things I add over there every month. So consider that. I'm not going to bug you too much about it, but I do try to mention it every week. And it is coming into the giving season, right? All right, why don't we do, let's try to squeeze in maybe a couple little jams. Oh, I remember what I was going to do. You know what, you guys? Before we get to the Give Me 5, I want to play more music for Tuesday Musedays. And I was thinking, I did this thing that I was calling it Zen. No, not Zen. Yang drumming or yang drumming. Yin drumming, not yang drumming. Yin drumming. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yin drumming. And thanks for checking Roseanne on the Dudu Tucci videos. You said there's 2. Okay, awesome. So yin drumming, which is just a term I coined. That's not an actual, official term. But I wanted to come up with a way to communicate the idea of just simple simple, repetitive music making, simple, repetitive drumming, um, kind of like a meditation, you know, because it's something I enjoy. You could sometimes a drum circle, if you go play in a drum circle or you go play with some people, you can do that style, and it's simple, but you can't, like in a drum circle, people just do whatever they want, so you're not guaranteed of that. I would say that maybe what you could turn to listen to examples of what I'm talking about could be Sufi drumming, because Sufi drumming is often very repetitive, not necessarily simple, but it kind of is simple because the idea is it's not showy, it's meant to be uh, um, almost hypnotic and meditative, and in order to be hypnotic and meditative, it can't be too fancy and syncopated and with things coming in and out and being complex. All right. So as much as I love, the fancy stuff and the complex things, I think it's valuable to play things, to have things that are simple, and so that's what I was thinking about. So what I wanted to do is do some music that would be like that for you guys, and just kind of play, and then you can play or sing along or do whatever you want. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try to. Well, first I'm going to save what I just did because I kind of liked it. Now let me see if I can find a spot. So my looper doesn't let me save over things where there's already something. So I have to find an empty spot. So that might take a second. Just a second. Okay. Spot 97 was empty, apparently. All right. So then what I'm going to do is I want to clear these out. And I'm going to set up my looper just a second. So I'm going to set up some different length loops. And I'm going to save that. All right. So now, yeah, so I'm going to play some music that's just meant to be simple and more meditative. All right. And maybe we'll use I don't know. We probably won't use the boob amps. But let me find a tempo. I'm going to do something that's a little slower. Let's see. But I want to stick with a Brazil theme, I think, or just a vibe. I don't know. This is not traditional or anything. All right. Here we go. Ooh, what is that? Hang on. All right. What did you guys think? Hey, Cornelius. Welcome. Yeah, so you guys, pretty simple, but cool, right? Yin drumming. It's not a real name. I made it up. But you you can use it. That's the way I think of it. I just wanted a name so I could just call that a thing, it's meditative music, right? Just simple. But I tried to also keep the flute super simple. I got a little fancier, a little way through, but I was trying to thank you, Roseanne. Thanks everybody. It's, simple is good, you guys, right? Simple is good. And I realize that we're in a attention economy now, and everything, a lot of things people post are there to just make you go, wow, oh my God, oh, look at that, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But yes, the mind spirit, as Richard said, the mind spirit needs simple things sometimes. Yeah, simple things are good. I find that music like that, it's like it, because the way, I'm going to diverge into music mindfulness for a second. The way our minds tend to process things is we pay attention to changes, right, in our environment. We pay attention to change. I mean, we have to, we got to be looking. We have to be alert. What's happening? I'm just talking like human nature right now. We pay attention to change, but once we hear a pattern, once we see a pattern or we hear a pattern or we notice a pattern, then it goes into the background. And it can be there, right? And let's call it it's still there. It's still taking up a little bit of attention, but our mind sort of puts a check mark on it. It says, okay, I know what that is. And it doesn't take long. It takes like a few seconds. And then we kind of check it off, and then it goes into the background, right? But what's nice about music like that is that it takes up enough of our attention, I believe, so that it keeps our kind of executive functioning a little bit busier, which helps us to not think too much about things, and it puts us in a place where we're a little bit. I don't want to use the wrong word here. I'm just searching for a word. I don't want to say numbed or anything, like that's too much. That's too strong a word, but pacified a little bit, right? It just puts us in this space where we're like, okay, now I'm here, and I'm sort of being held in this music space with this rhythm, and it's like trance-inducing. But what is trance? Trance is like you're in your body, but you're not in your mind so much, right? So I think music that's repetitive and that's plain and unchanging and not complicated, it helps us get into that space, which is more presence. It's more mindfulness based because it's more about like just feeling and being, and you can kind of it takes up enough of your mind so that your mind doesn't go off and start ruminating or worrying, into the past and future too much. So I like it for that reason. That's just my opinion, of course. But I think a lot of meditative music is like it is because it has that effect. So I would just say it's evidenced by what people do, like Sufi music or meditation music, or look at sound healing. It's very much the same kind of qualities. All right? Not saying it's the only way. I'm just sharing my opinion of what I notice. Yeah, and like what some of you are saying, Richard said the mind likes pattern matching and then variation of it. Yeah, exactly. And because the mind wants to solve puzzles. That's what the mind loves to do. It loves a good mystery, doesn't it? And it looks at, like, our minds tend to look at everything as a puzzle, and when we don't have a problem, what does our mind do? It tries to give us a problem. That's called worrying. I'm trying to read some of your texts, but yeah, our minds are great. Mind is great, but their mind is not you. Remember, your mind is just like, it's like your brain. It's what your brain does. It thinks of stuff. It's an organ inside your body. It's good for some things. It's not good for other things. Don't try to use your mind to relax, all right? Don't, that's not what it's for. Your mind is for like solving problems and fixing, finding new. It's great for creating things. It's finding solutions. It's get a book of Sudoku and go at it. But if you want to like get more in your body and just feel, have a more like sensory, human, basic, here and now experience, don't use your mind for that. Do something else. All right, that's my advice. So Urban Dervish accent. Are you familiar with Nujabes? I don't know how to pronounce it. Scented chill hop. It's very simple Zen oriented. He was Japanese. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that he died at a young age. But I can look up. I can look that up. And yeah, thanks for that. I'll try to remember that. Nujabes, and Pincho. Did Pincho just come in, Mr. Clean Zen? Yes, Mr. Clean Zen. That's what they call me. All right, so let's do a Give Me Five before we run out of time. But yeah, so I'll try to do that. We'll do some yin music or yin drumming, and because you can see yang stuff all day long on Instagram. A lot of people doing that. But I enjoy just simple meditative stuff, so I thought I'd share a little bit of that with you guys. Okay, so what should we do now? I realize we haven't had a guess the sound today. I feel like we don't have to do a guess the sound every single time. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed that one. Just a little chill music. So let's go to Give Me Five, and those of you who are not familiar, Roseanne will put a description in the chat probably, and but just to say real quick, the Give Me Five is any of you can pick 5 things that I have here, and I'll loop something up. And if you want to give me more parameters like fast or slow or a style maybe or whatever, or you could just have a dedication. Like people haven't done that lately, but if you want to dedicate it to somebody or a cause, or a group of people that are out there, like veterans, you could do that. Oh, today would be a good day. It's also my half brother Nick's birthday today on 11/11, so I'll wish him a happy birthday. I already called him this morning to wish him a happy birthday. But you get the idea. I'm just giving you examples of things that you could do. And if you did dedicate your Give Me Five to somebody, and then I play it for them, then you could tell them, hey, go watch the show. There's a surprise for you at the end. Hey, Sue, welcome. Yes, better late than never. Welcome. Good to see you. So Maro, is it Maro? Maro. These are all flutes. Yeah, these are all flutes. But they could double as a samurai sword. Actually, my stepson does wushu, Chinese martial arts, and he has a sword. He had a wall sword, holder. It holds like 9 swords, but now it's holding 9 flutes. Because he left it here when he moved out, and I asked him if he wanted it, and he said, nah, you can use it. So right now I'm using, and I might actually get a couple and bring them in here and put them on this wall, because those sword holders, they work great for flutes. They work great for flutes down up to a certain diameter, and then they don't work because flutes are pretty big. They're bigger than swords. Yeah. So Richard, pointed out Native American style flutes. That is usually what we say these days to differentiate flutes that are made by Native Americans, just out of respect. So yeah, these are all Native American style flutes. I don't know that I have any flutes that are actually made by Native Americans except for this. I have a few flutes by Nash Tavaya, and Nash is Native. He's Central American, what we would call Mexican, but actually I think his ancestry goes back, farther maybe than modern labels. So he made this in his family style. This is a clay flute. So this would be, I guess, a Native American flute. And I'll play you a sample of it. And yes, it is supposed to sound like that. It's like two little flutes that are slightly out of tune, and so it is supposed to have that chorus sound. Really cool. All right. I see a couple Gimme 5 suggestions. So let's get one or two more if you want. Otherwise, we're going with Cornelius. Cornelius, you were late in, but you were first up on the Gimme 5. So, yeah. So you guys, if you want, well, you can look up Flutes by Nash. I have another one right over there that's really amazing. That's a triple flute, also clay. But look up Flutes by Nash, and I recommend his flutes. He really does nice work, especially the clay stuff. He makes wood flutes too, but his clay flute work is amazing. So, and he's a young guy. He's doing amazing work. I really like his stuff. So, I'll break out the clay flute that I have of his later. All right, we're going with Cornelius. Flute, bongo, seed shaker, seed shaker of some kind, and the boobams. Okay, so let me rearrange for a second. I'm gonna grab some seed shaker stuff. Hold on. Listen to this while that's happening. Okay. All right. So let's so every time I do something like I loop a lot of music here on these Tuesday Musedays, and sometimes I'm sad to erase it, but I feel like it's a nice practice. It's like a mandala where you pour the sand, right? And you make something, and then you just like brush it away and you start over, and it's that sense of impermanence, right, and letting go. So even though I like that vibe, I'm going to erase it because we can make more. There's a never an end to the music you guys can make, right? There's no end. So I'm going to erase that, and let's see. Let's go with a little different tempo. Maybe something we're going to go a little faster. And I need to experiment with the boobam things. show you guys what I'm doing. Okay, are we ready? You guys ready? Let's do something. guys. We'll jam out a little bit more, but thanks Cornelius for the suggestion. I kind of like the boo bam thing, right? Kind of fun. Quick example. All right. Thanks to everybody for showing up today. I hope I want to welcome the newcomers and some of the not so new comers, if that's a word. Appreciate you guys. Come see us on patreon.com/Kalani. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, World Drum Club. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. I don't care. Just tell people. And I'm going to play us out a little bit. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
World Drum Club.